There's a hypercoaster out here in Texas that doesn't seem to attract the love and admiration from enthusiasts compared to other hypercoasters around the world. Since its opening in 2001, there have been newer, sexier Gigas and Hypers that have made this coaster almost forgotten within the coaster world. This is Titan, and after nearly 25 years, it still remains the fastest and tallest coaster in Texas. It may not rank above the likes of Fury 325 or even Mamba at Worlds of Fun, but this is my home park hyper and I'm going to defend it. In this video, I'll tell you why Titan is worthy of your attention. In August of the year 2000, Six Flags Over Texas would announce Titan, the park's newest addition to celebrate the park's 40th anniversary. The ride would be manufactured by Giovanola, a Swiss company that had just opened Goliath at Six Flags Magic Mountain the year prior. However, there was one big difference. Titan had an extra helix. A helix not only famous for its intensity, but also one of the reasons for Giovanola's demise. The company's miscalculations on Six Flags' request to build this new feature put them in debt, and eventually played a small role in their bankruptcy. With the history it has as being one of the two coasters from the same manufacturer in the Western Hemisphere, it's fair to say that Titan has some unique traits compared to its other hyper counterparts. Let's start with some pros when it comes to Titan, and I'll begin this discussion while walking through the layout. First, let's talk about that drop. While there may not be any ejector airtime due to a steep and high-angled track on its descent, there is one thing it does have: longevity. This 65-degree drop is more straight and less parabolic. I can't think of another coaster at this magnitude that has a descent as prolonged as this one. The drop is 255 feet, which still stands as the 9th tallest in the world as of this recording. While most hypercoasters seem to get the bare minimum when it comes to getting that 200-foot designation, Titan stands right in the middle between Hyper and Giga. Right after plunging into a 120-foot tunnel, you reach a turnaround that isn't worth discussing. There's no airtime to be had, and all that there is to appreciate is the height at which the turnaround takes place. However, the turnaround leads into the one moment of airtime that is to be had on Titan, and I think it may be underrated. There's prolonged, sustained floater airtime to be had on this hill. The airtime on this hill may be stronger or weaker depending on the day, but do not sleep on this element. This hill leads into perhaps the most infamous element Titan has up its sleeve, the first helix. I've been on nearly 250 coasters worldwide, but this one helix may be the strongest positive G's I've ever felt. Additionally, I'm making this statement just 2 months after riding Project 305 at King's Dominion, which is renowned for its intensity after the first drop. I can't pull up the G-force numbers on what is sustained on this helix, so I can only share this opinion anecdotally. Do not underestimate Titan's intensity, especially on this element. I gray out every time Titan rips through the first helix, and it's what makes Titan stand out from Goliath and any other hypercoaster out there. This helix leads to a controversial mid-course brake run that halts the ride to a standstill. While this may be a negative to some, I try to always find the positives in life. Use the mid-course brake to your advantage. You do this by sitting on the front row on the left side. As the train slowly turns down to the left, you are left hanging and it feels like the ride is trying to throw you 100 feet down into the cement jungle and twisting track right beneath you. The riders I've captured in this footage actually help prove this point. Trust me, give it a go on your next lap around Titan and get back to me. It's one of those oh crap moments I'll sometimes encounter on a coaster, and these moments aren't too common. Sadly, the rest of the layout is just some meandering turns along with another intense helix that isn't as strong as the first, but still intense nonetheless. So that's the layout. Let me now rave about how glass smooth this ride is. Complaining about rattles on B&M Hypers seem to be the rage these days amongst the coaster enthusiast community, but Titan is devoid of this criticism after all of these years. The only headaches you may be getting from Titan is from its rather intense positive G's, especially in the Texas heat. However, that's another standout trait when it comes to Titan, and it might be the most talked about when it comes to graying out intensity. Again, do not underestimate the forces you'll find here. With all the praise I have for Titan, there is a reason it isn't highly sought after by enthusiasts. The main reason is, well, the lack of airtime. Hypers across the country are full of it. B&M Hypers dot the skyline with camelback hills full of floater airtime, and unfortunately, Titan only has one. If positive G's are not your thing, Titan may not be for you, especially in a coaster community world where a lack of airtime is the worst trait a coaster can have. Furthermore, I do agree with others that the back half of the ride has very little to offer. I'm not making this video to tell people that not having Titan in your top 10 makes your list a fraud. After all, Titan barely cracks my top 40. I'm using my energy to make this video out of Texas pride and a desire to raise awareness for the unfair disrespect Titan gets in the community. Is it worth traveling all the way to North Texas for? No. However, package it in with the likes of Shockwave, New Texas Giant, and Mr. Freeze, and you have yourself a solid lineup that makes the trek to DFW worth it. If you like this comprehensive rundown on Titan, check out my honest hot take video review on X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. See you there.